Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. Today I'm gonna actually give you a video on a stunner of a knife. It's going to be a Chris Reeve Large Sebenza 21 in Damascus. So stay tuned. I hope you enjoy the video, and I'll see you. Hey guys, welcome to another just kind of an off-the-cuff casual review and talk about the Chris Reeve Large Sebenza 21. This is in the Chad Nichols Raindrop Damascus. This is a very special piece in my collection and my rotation. The main reason why is because this actually was made on the same day that my wife was born. Not the same year, but the same month and date. And I think that's just a fun little fact. There's something about Chris Reeve knives, is that when you get one of their knives, you're gonna be getting a birth card, or like the day that this knife was made. And it's kind of ridiculous, but it's just kind of a fun part of the hobby, is that you know when the knife was made. And so it's a real thing in the knife community to get knives that have a special meaning, a special birth date. And this happened to be this happened to be made on my wife's birthday, and so this is not going anywhere from my rotation for sure. So yeah, I've had this knife, I would say, for about at least a year or more, and I've definitely carried and used this knife. You might be thinking, man, why would you use this knife, that Damascus blade, and it's Chris Reeve? Hey guys, every knife that I bring into my collection is gonna get carried and used as a knife, guys. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's kind of sad, when something gets created or made and it doesn't get used to its potential or for its purpose. Let's say, like us human beings, we were created to live, right? And imagine if we were just created to be put inside of a box just to be stared at, right? Okay guys, I'm sorry, that's a ridiculous example, but nevertheless, the point I'm trying to make is that Chris Reeve makes knives to be used. They make knives designed to be used, to be carried, and to be used hard, guys. And yes, it's going to be on the pricier end of the spectrum, no doubt. And you might think, why the heck would I drop a few $100s for a pocket knife? That's ridiculous. I totally understand, guys. No judgment, please don't judge me. I've been in this knife hobby for a long time, and so it excuse me, it was a slow evolution. It was a slow kind of a journey for me to get to where I'm at today. And another caveat, guys, be responsible, right? With any hobby, you don't want to go into debt. You don't want to spend money that you should be spending on your responsibilities, to your family, and to taking care of yourself. So anyways, put that aside. Oh, this knife is so awesome, guys. Now, if you know anything about Chris Reeve or about the knife community, Chris Reeve essentially is, they're moving away from this. If I didn't mention, this is the Large Sebenza 21. They've actually come out with the Sebenza 31 now, and so they're transitioning, moving over to the 31, and they are no longer going to be producing the 21s. So let me see if I could bring an example of a large, or what I have here, the This is a small Sebenza 31 in the box Elder, and as you can see, a couple differences that they will no longer have that machining hole in the handle, and they're transitioning to the ceramic ball interface locking system. This is still in the 21. You still have that carburized or the carbidized. I'm sorry, I don't know which what's the right way to say it. Carbidized titanium lock face, and so it's just titanium, hardened titanium on steel. But with the 31, I believe they all moved over to the ceramic ball interface. So now you have a ceramic ball that interfaces with the lock face of the blade. Which is supposed to, first of all, is harder and tougher than titanium, the ceramic, and it's supposed to, extend the longevity of the lock. And I don't know if there's other improvements. I'm sure there is, but that's just off the top of my head. But anyways, coming back to this large Sebenza 21. This is honestly like probably the biggest knife that I'll carry as a regular everyday. Granted, let me just bring in some knives for size comparison. So I have the ZT-0308. The ZT-0308 slightly edges it out by maybe a quarter, So, you know what, I take that back. Probably 0308 is the largest knife I'd carry on a regular basis. So yeah, that's that. Let me bring in the Spyderco Paramilitary 2. I would say this is fairly comparable. Maybe the Sebenza 21 is slightly bigger, but you get more cutting surface or a cutting edge with the Sebenza 21. And then let me see here. I want to bring out. Oh, here's an interesting one. I have this Spyderco Swayback. Awesome knife, by the way. Let me see. So yeah, like as you can see, Sebenza 21 edges it out slightly by about maybe quarter of an inch. So yeah, I would say this is I would consider this like a large folding knife. Granted, I have small to medium sized hands, so as you can see, you'll get a lot of, I get a lot of real estate on the handle. So if you have large or extra large size hands, I feel like you still will have enough purchase on the handle to be very comfortable and not feel cramped. I believe the blade length on this is going to be 3.5. I might be slightly off. But that's typically the largest size I'd carry, because I feel like that's more than adequate enough to really, do the job. At least the stuff that I cut, is really going to be packages. It's going to be boxes, mail, whittling wood when I'm out camping, food prep. I feel like it's perfect. For all those things, because you don't have too big of a blade you need to kind of be playing with, but at the same time you have enough of a cutting edge to pretty much get all those things done, without being a hassle. Man, this knife, when I first saw this knife, I didn't think it was going to be a very comfortable knife to hold in the hand, right? Because you don't really have a lot of curves, really. You just have a lot of these straight edges. And it kind of you kind of have this angle here, you know what I mean? But honestly, when I hold it in the hand, it's actually very comfortable. And this is something that I learned over the years, is that when you have a neutral kind of shaped handle, it actually feels very good in the hand, and actually accommodates a lot of different grips, So, the majority of my grip, the grip that I use the most is really going to be the pinch grip, and it is really good in that grip, and really it's because, first of all, you have that neutral handle shape, so it doesn't really lock you in to any particular grip. And also, check this out, you got all these edges that are chamfered, right? So what I mean chamfered is that Chris Reeve knocks off all the hard edges and gives you that angle, so you don't have any sharp edges really contacting your palm or your hand when you're gripping it. right? And so when I have this on in the pinch grip, you know, so really the edges that I'm interfacing with is all chamfered, right? Because I'm really gripping it like this, so it feels very pleasant to use and to hold. It's like I'm proposing to the knife. No, yeah, it's very pleasant to use and to hold, guys. You know, I don't feel any hot spots. This clip doesn't, you know, it's yeah, I don't feel that clip in my hand either. And I think that's just a testament to the thoughtfulness of this design. You know, Chris Reeve knives, man. I know, like, you know, if you look at the price, you might think like, oh man, this is just like a show piece. You know, this is just like an art piece. Au contraire, you know, Chris Reeve, man, they designed their knives to be workhorses. They're designed to be used, guys, and not just used to be used, but to be used hard. You know, that's why you're gonna see, like, you know, they're known for their incredible, like, ridiculous tolerances. From what I recall, their tolerances exceeds even like NASA specifications. So, I mean, if NASA's, like, you know, sending people into space, man, and Chris Reeve exceeds their tolerances, I mean, come on, guys, what more can we ask for, right? And so because you have these ridiculous tolerances, like, it's gonna be like, I mean, it's gonna be able to tolerate a lot of harsh environments, guys. You know, it's gonna be really easy to maintain. You know, I've carried this knife camping, hiking. I've used this knife to whittle wood, to cut through, you know, to break down cardboard boxes, to food prep, and it's handled all those things like a champ, guys. And not only that, guys, you have this awesome, Chris Reeve does this awesome hollow grind. I'll put an illustration like right there somewhere of what a hollow grind looks like. But because of the geometry of that grind, it really excels in like slicing through material, because as you cut through the material, the blade, that hollow grind will push material away from the blade, so it like really aids in cutting through, passing through stuff, you know. So yeah, it comes to a very, very sharp, fine edge. Awesome. You know, going back to their high tolerances, one of the awesome things about Chris Reeve knives is that they encourage you to take the knife apart. You know, so a lot of knife companies, you know, they typically will not tell you to take your knife apart, because it could like mess with the way the knife functions if you don't put it back together correctly, or, you know, if you don't tighten the screws, you know, like just the right amount. But Chris Reeve knives, man, they don't care, man. They actually provide you the tools to like take the knife apart. And, you know, and when you do, you get to really, really appreciate the fine just design cues and the nuances, and just the way the knife is built. It's just incredible, guys. I gotta tell you. And going back to the tolerances, when you put the knife back apart, I mean, when you put the knife back together, it comes back together like just like perfectly, guys. You know, the blade is centered, you know, the action is amazing, everything is just rock solid, and it's just, again, a testament to just the amazing craftsmanship and the build of this knife, guys. It's just stunning. I can't say it honestly is worth every penny, guys. And check that out. Look at, like, you know, look at all that, you know, snail trails or the scratches that, you know, just gives the knife character, you know. And then, I mean, the highlight of this knife, of course, is that stunning just raindrop Damascus. It is amazing. And it's also stainless, you know, so it's not like what do you call it, stain proof, right? I mean, I think if you don't take care of this knife, I would say eventually you might start getting a little bit of like staining or rust or whatnot. But you know, with just regular maintenance, you know, I think it's just there has been no issues. There has been no issues, you know, with rust or corroding or anything like that, guys. Just look at that Damascus. It's I believe Chad Nichols Damascus, guys. I mean, Chad Nichols is like on top of the Damascus game, you know, like he produces Damascus for like, I mean, the very top like knife companies and knife makers out there today. I mean, and he has different designs, you know. So there's this raindrop one that you see here. They all, you know, he has like a ladder Damascus and yeah, all these different ones. You could Google it, and it's just stunning the design that, you know, Chad Nichols comes up with, you know. And so look at that, guys. I mean, it looks like out of this world, you know. I specifically, I mean, raindrop is my favorite design, you know, and I just feel like it just really gives the knife like character. And so yeah, I was really stoked to find this knife because, you know, I really wanted to try a Damascus blade. You know, I don't have any other Damascus in my rotation, you know, and I heard like Damascus is like, you know, not as what do you call it, like tough or durable as like regular like steel and whatnot. I don't know, but honestly, in my experience, this Damascus, it's held up incredibly well. It's a workhorse of a steel. Like it sharpens up, you know, like fairly easily. It's really easy to maintain. I mean, granted, you do need to kind of maintain it a little bit more than I would say like S35 VN or any other like S30V and whatnot. But you know what? Like it is worth it, guys. I mean, look at that. I'm to this day, I'm not tired of looking at this knife. It is so. In real life, it's just so stunning. Yeah, it's, oh my gosh, guys. And like I said, it's not just a showpiece. It is a workhorse of a knife. You know, it really is, guys. I'm not trying to make myself feel better. you know how sometimes when you like spend, you know, a good chunk of change on something, you try to like make yourself feel better by giving, you know, by telling all these reasons why it was worth all that. And yeah, you know, honestly, like it's worth every penny. Like I would say, like if you want like one knife for the rest of your life, you can't go wrong with a Chris Reeve knife, man. Like it will last you like a lifetime and beyond. These knives are really made to be passed on to your next generation and the generation after that, guys. Because I mean, I see knives out there like from 20 years ago that is still, you know, like it still functions, it still cuts, it's still, you know, still rocking hard after all those years. And I mean, that's Chris Reeve for you, man. You know, it's a testament to their knives. It's the testament to their craftsmanship and the thoughtfulness in their design, the timelessness of their design, you know. So man, what else can I say about this knife, man? Yeah, it's a perfect pocket knife. It really is. I can't say enough. I mean, yeah, I'm sorry if I'm sound like a fanboy, but I mean, you got to give credit where credit is due. There's a reason why Chris Reeve knives are like on top. I mean, on top of the knife game. Yes, there's gonna be knives that cost way more than this. There's gonna be custom knives out there that are like just blinged out in the latest innovative mechanisms and materials and whatnot. But man, Chris Reeve knives, man, it just is timeless. There's a reason why they've been around for 20 plus years. There's a reason why when, you know, knife enthusiasts get into this knife game, their goal is to get a Chris Reeve knife. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why. There's a reason why, like, I've actually had custom knives in my rotation, and they're no longer here. You know, not because they were bad knives, but it's because Chris Reeve knives really does it for me, guys. You know, it cuts extremely well. It's extremely like robust, well made. It's a workhorse of a knife. It's comfortable in the hand. It looks so good. Look at that, guys. It just looks so good, and I'm into that. Like, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love knives that cut well, and they might not necessarily win the beauty pageant. Like, you know, for instance, like Spyderco knives, sometimes they just kind of look, you know, they don't look that good to me. So, not all, but just some models. But, you know, Spyderco, that's their design philosophy, is that they really, you know, their first like priority is all about like engineering for the hand, you know. So sometimes it's not going to look pretty, but it's going to feel extremely comfortable in the hand, and it's going to be a workhorse of a knife. It's going to cut well. But with Chris Reeve knives, they really like they really found that perfect balance of a knife that works really well and looks really good, and it feels good in the hand, and it's just gonna last a lifetime. And if that's the knife that you're looking for, look no further, guys. Yes, granted, I think one of the knocks that Chris Reeve knives has is that their knives aren't like the latest and greatest, you know. Like, you know, they're not gonna be using like the most exotic, like most newest blade steels out there. They're not gonna be incorporating the most innovative the latest like locking mechanisms. But check this out, guys. Chris Reeve invented this locking mechanism, guys. This is, I believe the technical name is the Reeve integral lock, but nowadays, you know, people call it the frame lock. This frame lock mechanism was invented by Chris Reeves himself. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, when it comes to innovation, they are just, they invented it, man. They invented the word, you know. Like, most of the innovation that you see in the knife industry, not most, I mean most, I would say some of the most lasting innovation came from Chris Reeve, man. He he worked with one of the steel the steel companies to come up with S35VN. Sorry, let me see if I could bring out a knife in S35VN. Man, shoot, I don't have one right now. But, you know, if you know anything about, you know, S35VN, it is like one of the most popular blade steels out there. Chris Reeve, like, came up with that blade steel, you know? So, like, I mean, we got to give credit where credit is due, you know? It's not just a pretty knife. There is so much history and background behind you know, the Sebenza 21, behind this company. Anyways, with that being said, oh, such a great knife, guys, and such a stunner. Look at that. It's a stunner of a knife. All right, guys, with that being said, thanks for watching, you know, and I will see you next time. Take care.